This update is coming with huge changes, including 2 new brawlers, big changes to the Brawl Pass, and free Brawlholiday rewards because happy Brawlholidays. Let's start off by breaking down the 2 new brawlers coming to the game with this update. And don't forget to subscribe for more sneak peeks coming very soon. Grom is the newest epic brawler, and there's actually going to be a challenge to be able to unlock him for free. But more important than that, well, actually not more important than that, you guys want it for free. But he is the second member of the Castle Courtyard trio along with Ash. He's the security guard for the castle inside Star Park, and he loves his walkie-talkie apparently. Based off of the images flashing in Grom's head, he may have had some traumatic experiences with kids. In fact, I actually think he used to be a school teacher and gave up teaching because of this trauma exactly. In this image, we see a school desk with gum stuck underneath it. We also see a broken swing set from a playground, an old vending machine that was broken into, and probably the most revealing is this image of him. He's wearing a suit and a tie, kind of looks like a school teacher to me, but somebody has vandalized this portrait to make him look like the devil. We don't know the exact story, but it's very obvious that he's terrified of children for good reason, so he wears a hood to mask his fear of children from the other brawlers, I guess. Now, from what we know about Grom from Brawl Talk, he's gonna be strong. He has 4,500 total health at max level, which ties him with Sprout for the highest health thrower in the game. His health is also similar to like Jesse's and Mr. P's for reference. Now, Grom's main attack looks very similar to Sprout's main attack, except instead of bouncing off of the floor, it splits into 4 different pieces that travel a short distance in different directions. It can only hit the same enemy once, but it deals 1,650 damage and pierces through targets. For reference, that damage is actually very similar to like what Edgar and Max can do with just 1 ammo, and it's actually 180 more damage than what Sprout can deal with 1 attack. Now, when the bomb splits into 4 pieces, the pieces actually travel away from each other in a plus sign pattern, and this is going to make it very hard to avoid his attacks, since even though it can't go through walls, he'll still be able to hit brawlers around walls pretty easily. Now, we only saw how much damage he dealt with the full projectile once it actually lands on somebody, not when the 4 projectiles actually split out, so I'm guessing that after it hits the ground, they'll split out and deal like less damage, like kind of like Spike's attack. It's actually kind of funny. He's kind of like the mixture of Sprout and Spike, and he himself is not a plant, which seems odd. Now, Grom's super is actually really similar to his attack, except that it's much bigger and much better. His super also splits into 4 different directions with a huge range. It's super long and it's super wide, okay? From this super, you can see that it stretches almost all the way across an entire gem grab map. What in the world is Supercell thinking? That is insane. And what's even more insane is the fact that if the target gets caught in its path, he'll take 2,700 damage. That's like the equivalent of Byron's super or like Tick's super, just like hitting somebody, right? But it covers a huge area, which is why I think its super is going to be super strong, because it can hit like a ton of different brawlers, right? It also looks like it will break walls, but it actually stops at the wall that it breaks instead of punching right through it. And honestly, this is actually kind of interesting. Okay, I said what is Supercell thinking, but I actually think this is really cool and I'm super excited about it. And one thing that is very interesting about it is the fact that his super will be very likely to destroy his own walls if he's not careful. And since he's a thrower, placing his super so that it doesn't get rid of his own walls is going to be very important in his own success. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see anything that could potentially be his star power, at least not from the gameplay that we saw. In this clip, his super knocks Gene back when it hits, and I guess that could actually be his star power, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to knock enemies back with or without his star power, right? We'll actually see, but I think a far more likely star power for Grom is something that will actually increase the range of his attacks after they split off and after they hit the ground, right? Another cool star power could be if his super actually stun targets instead of knocking them back, kind of like Bo's snare bear star power. I didn't see anything that looked like a possible gadget either, but I mean, a cool gadget could be like one that makes his next attack slow enemies down for a moment, similar to like Squeak's super sticky star power, or kind of like Dynamite's stun gadget as well. Or maybe he could like have some sort of like a nightstick to like whack away close enemies like BB's bat does, except like a little mini version of it, you know? So like, I mean, he's a security guard. He's gonna have a nightstick, right? We don't know what his gadget is going to be, but I'll make sure and tell you guys in my Grom Olympics video. Next, let's talk about Fang, the second brawler, and then we'll speculate on how much each of the skins will cost that are currently coming into the game. Fang is the chromatic brawler for the next Brawl Pass, which will start sometime in January, okay? And that Brawl Pass season will be called the Year of the Tiger. Now, Fang is an aspiring actor and is the second brawler in the Brawleywood trio with Lola. He's actually used in low-budget martial arts films, which I think is just hilarious. And Fang is actually a really unique melee brawler for a lot of different reasons. First of all, he attacks with a single kick. So just like he's a melee that just hits once, which is different than like a barrage of punches from Edgar or El Primo, right? Each kick deals 2,100 damage up close, which is a fair amount of damage. Now for reference, that's actually kind of similar to like what Terra can do if she hits you with all 3 of her cards. Like 1 ammo, boom, it's kind of like that. Like Nina Terra up close is basically what it's going to be like. Now it's also kind of similar to the damage that El Primo and Mr. P can do with just 1 ammo. What's really cool about his attack though, is the fact that if he doesn't hit anyone close to him, he flings his shoe, could clear off, and it goes flying in some direction, okay? That shoe only deals 525 damage, which honestly it's almost nothing. Okay, for reference, it's just like a little bit more damage than what Meg can do with just 1 projectile from her little gun. Like she fires off pew pew, like 2 little projectiles. If just 1 of those projectiles hit, that's like his shoe, okay? It's not very much, but it does 2 things for Fang, okay? First of all, it will help prevent enemies from healing, which is kind of cool. Maybe he'll actually even be able to kill somebody. Like there will be times when it is just enough to kill somebody. But probably more important than that is that this will allow Fang to charge his super from a distance. And the crazy thing is this shoe has a lot of flying distance. We don't exactly know what the range is, but based off of what I saw, it reaches at least 9 tiles long. And for reference, that's just as long as Colette's main attack or like Bo's main attack, right? That's a long distance. Now I'm guessing that he'll get reduced supercharging if that actually happens to hit somebody from a long distance away, but at least it will help. You're definitely gonna want to charge up your super because his super is insane. It's kind of like Daryl's super roll or like Bull's Bodozer super, except that it deals a lot more damage if it actually hits somebody. And on top of that, if he hits someone and he still has range from his super, then he'll actually bounce to that next target if they're within range, and he can bounce up to the next 2 targets as well. And so he can actually hit 4 targets with his super if he has enough super range left. Now it wasn't super clear in Brawl Talk, but we did get 1 clip with his skin where you can actually see him super toward 1 target, hit them, and change direction to hit that other target. So you kind of get an idea of what this is going to be like. I don't know if it's like if another target is within his whole range or his range only has so much range and like he has to actually like hit targets within there, but like I'm really excited to how this will work out. And the damage that Fang can deal with it isn't actually super clear cut, okay? In this clip, he deals 2,250 damage with his super, and in this clip, he only deals 1,800 damage with his super. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on with his damage, but I think it's a pretty safe guess to say that his super will deal more damage if he has the right star power equipped. That's an additional 450 damage, which lines up pretty perfectly with how much damage star powers can deal. We don't know what his second star power is, but I'd personally love to see some sort of star power that increases the range of his super, so he's actually more likely to hit multiple enemies in the first place with it. As for his gadget, I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but I do have a couple fun ideas. Hadouken! Right? The idea would be that activating this gadget would make his next attack fire some sort of long-range energy blast. But my other idea is Shoryuken! Yeah, I'm serious. This ability would be the Rising Dragon Fist. It would deal extra damage to an enemy and knock them up into the air, maybe even stun them or something like that. I don't know, but they could do some really cool stuff with this gadget. By the way, can I just say how impressed I was with Danny's and Paula's cosplay for like Street Fighter? Oh man, that's just so awesome. I actually really love Street Fighter. I played a ton of Street Fighter 2. So to see them do something like this is really cool. Now that's not all we know about Fang. He's got 6,750 health at max level, which is a little bit more than Carl, a little bit less than 8-bit Pam and Ash. So he's actually pretty tanky, and he's tankier than some of the other assassin-like brawlers like him, like Edgar or Leon, right? Also, it looks like he has a faster than normal movement speed, which makes sense because he's a close range brawler. Other than that though, you'll have to wait for my Fang Olympics sneak peek video as soon as Supercell lets me release that. Next, I'm going to quickly estimate how much I think each of the new skins are going to cost. Then I'm talking about Duels, which I'm very excited for. First up, we have Dynamite's classic skin. I don't know exactly what it will be called, but it's from when he was, clear back in beta. And this is actually going to be part of the free rewards from Brawl Days. Now, each of the days leading up through the 26th, you'll want to log in and claim your free gift and complete the daily quest for those rewards because they'll only last for 24 hours. And well, I imagine most of you guys are wanting as much progression as you possibly can right now after the most recent update. Next, we have Ho 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 Bo, who I think will cost 80 or 150 gems if I were to guess. If I were to guess Gift Express Jackie, I think she's probably going to cost 50 or 80 gems. Then we have Slayer Griff, and I just want to take a moment to talk about this one. He's a Slay. He's also a reindeer. He's holding a Christmas tree. He's holding an ornament. There's like a Christmas tree on his forehead. It's like somebody ate all of Christmas and spat out Slayer Grip. And I love it. I think he's going to cost either 80 or 150 gems. Then we have Logmas Spike, which is just amazing. I'm pretty confident that this will cost 150 gems because it's just so good. Maybe they like want to do some advertising for Clash Royale though. They make it 30 gems. Huh? Supercell, right? Yeah. In January, we will get 2 new skins from the Brawl Pass. Furious Fang will be at the end of the Brawl Pass, and Major Rosa will be at the beginning of it. We're also going to get some fighter skins as well, including El Tigro, who actually looks really cool. Okay, this is a cool one. I could see it being 80 gems, but I have a feeling it'll be 150 gems because it's so cool. I think Orochi Edgar is also going to cost either 80 or 150 gems. I think Swaymaster Barley will confidently cost 80 gems. That's what I'm going to say. Although we only saw his attack, so who knows? Maybe it might be even more than that. And then there's Neon Nita, who will be the skin reward for winning 60 rounds of Power League. However, it might not actually be 50 rounds. It might be less in Power League because they're going to be decreasing how long the seasons are lasting. Finally, we have El Corazon, who will be available as a Valentine skin, which actually brings up a really good point. There is a chance that this is the only update we're going to have until sometime in February. I do hope that we'll get some sort of economy improvements like sometime in January. However, I think that it's more likely that Supercell will just wait it out so that more players can actually get further in Club League before they actually fully decide on what they want to do. So if we have anything like that happening, it'll probably be in February. Now let's talk about Duels. Hadouken! I don't know, I keep doing that, it's just fun. Duels are a new temporary game mode, and I wasn't 100% clear from Brawl Talk. I'm not sure if we were getting it with this update in December, but we do know for sure that it will be a part of the Brawl Pass from January and February next year, okay? Now, Duels is different than any other game mode because you will play solo with a team of 3 brawlers. You will play 3 brawlers, and you pick those 3 brawlers before you enter into matchmaking. It's then you versus another enemy who also picked 3 brawlers, and you will play until one of your brawlers dies. They didn't say anything about this in Brawl Talk, but I bet there will be some sort of green gas that will actually like close in on you as the match goes on. That way it's going to make sure that a brawler will actually fall within a reasonable amount of time and you guys aren't just playing merry-go-round around walls. Now, every time that a brawler is actually defeated, you'll start at the respawn, kind of like how Brawl Ball works after a goal is scored. And from the sounds of it, you don't get to choose the order of your brawlers after you're in the match. So like if Mortis is your 3rd brawler, but you want to play Mortis to counter the enemy's tick, you'll still have to go through your 2nd brawler before you can get to Mortis because he was picked 3rd. However, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll actually be able to choose whichever brawler you get to play each and every single round, okay? I don't know. One thing I did find interesting though is that you'll actually notice that the trophies that you will win will actually be divided between the 3 brawlers you pick. This might actually be an interesting way to carry a brawler that you don't like playing by picking 2 strong brawlers that you're confident you can win with first, and then a 3rd option afterward because you struggle with that brawler and you just want to boost up their trophies a little bit, right? I don't know if that will even be the case or how exactly matchmaking will work, although I have a feeling it will be the average of all of your brawler trophies and the average of the enemy brawler trophies. So anyway, I'll be giving more details on Duels in a future sneak peek. Power League matches are now going to be available in friendly battles, which actually means that we'll be able to host our own power match tournaments or play power matches on maps that aren't currently in Power League rotation or practice for some reason, right? You'll even be able to adjust some special rules to make it a best of 3, a best of 5, or even a best of 7 if you're really wanting to play that one map over and over and over again with the same brawler picks, right? You can also adjust the timer to pick brawlers to be faster than normal too, which is kind of a nice touch. Now, you probably noticed the new retro fighting game environment that was shown in Brawl Talk, and honestly, I love this concept of brawlers playing inside a Game Boy device like this. It's actually called a Pocket Star. I'm sure that they were trying to avoid, you know, copyrights by swapping the D-pad with the actual buttons, right? Either way, this is so funny, and like it's really funny, and I love it when Paula said that brawlers will be playing a game inside our game. I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but I think it's so cool. You also might not have caught that we are getting true gold and true silver skins for Penny, Lou, Rosa, and Jackie, although I imagine most of you are saving your gold to actually upgrade your brawlers right now. And Brawl Stars will reach its 3rd year anniversary tomorrow, which is just crazy. December 12th. I don't know about you guys, but Brawl Stars has had it's had a really big impact on my life in the past 3 years since it's been global, and I really can't believe it's been 3 years. So I'm curious to know if it's impacted your guys' life as well. Maybe you've gotten friends through Brawl Stars. Maybe you've lost friends through Brawl Stars. I don't know how Brawl Stars could cause you to lose friends, but if that happened, I'm sorry. Now, something I'm really interested to see implemented is the fact that the Brawl Pass is going to be shortened from 10 weeks to only 8 weeks. We don't know exactly how they will change the Brawl Pass to consider like long-term progression or short-term progression. And I'm going to be doing a breakdown analysis. I don't know if it will be in a sneak peek or if we'll have to wait until we actually see that Brawl Pass, but I will be doing that to find out if progression is getting a boost, a nerf, or if it will be staying the same. So hang on tight for that, guys. Finally, I wanted to give a huge thank you to my editor Chicken, who was able to find this frame of this golden spinning coin. It's not super clear exactly what it says, but he thinks that it says Brawlies, and honestly, that makes a lot of sense. We don't know what Brawlies are yet, but it's pretty clear that Ryan is up to something mischievous, so I guess we'll find out. Don't forget to use code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop to support more videos like this, especially if you come to my channel specifically for update content. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Brawl Stars content right there, and you can subscribe for Clash Mini content right there. That is Supercell's newest game, and I have a whole channel dedicated to it. I also have Brawl Stars videos right here, and for now, guys, this is KairosTime ticking by. We will see you in Brawl Stars.